Oh god, I could never! That's disgusting! Society! Oh, I'm appalled! Hey guys! Folks, it's me, Chasey Poo, again, and I'm here with...
Ash Hardell! Hello.
I like how you go, I am smart.
I'm an academic.
I am a YouTuber.
I am.
What are we talking about today?
We're gonna talk about butt stuff stigma.
Stigma. We just made a video on Ash's channel about like butt stuff 101, like what to do for first time anal, right? Kind of like something like that. And then we started talking about like butt stuff stigma, so we are now talking about it in my video on my channel so that we can kind of like elaborate so that that video isn't like 30 years long.
Yes.
Yes. So I want to talk a little bit about what you mentioned slightly in your video.
Yeah.
Because I am somebody who's very open. If you look on my channel, I have my peen wall. I talk about a lot of sex things. I talk about anal a lot and how I like anal and how like not a lot of people talk about that. And I'm super open. And people are like, why are you so open? This is who I am. I'm okay with being open. I've always been super open. I'm super comfortable with myself and that's great.
And I think the shame and the discomfort, personally, in my opinion, is like a socialized and learned behavior.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's nothing inherently shameful about anal.
No.
So that's just like something we've learned.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I definitely have friends, like my friends from high school who are all cis straight women, where if I talked about anal, it's like, oh, we don't do that. Or, you know, one of our friends did anal, like it's like a scandal thing. And it was like, why are you telling me this? Like, I care. You know I like this stuff.
I worry about that.
Yeah.
I worry where it's like, if I were to ask questions about anal, like in my friend group or something, that they would be like, I wonder why Ash asked so many questions about anal. Do you think Ash wants to try anal? I would never. Like, I worry, but that's also just born from a lot of insecurity. Like, I worry about being talked about as like the one interested in anal.
Do you think that's because of the way people react when you want to talk about it? Like, oh, no, you know?
Yes, I think that comes from two places. Yeah, either when like it's brought up, it's like giggling, discomfort, people say that it's gross, and then also the fact that it's never talked about.
Yeah.
So like you are the outlier if you bring it up.
Yes.
You know? Like, because there must be a reason no one talks about it. It must be this weird thing no one does.
Yeah.
But that's not true.
And the only people who do it are like gay cis men.
True. Yeah.
Because that's all they can do. And it's like, I know a lot of gay cis men who actually don't like anal.
Right.
That's allowed to. You're allowed to do that. So in your experience, when you've mentioned anal in your friend circle, I guess, you've gotten not the best reactions. Like, do you feel like you can talk to anal? Hey, anal, how you doing? Talk about anal with anyone in your life. Comfortably, like we are talking.
No.
Oh.
Well, I could. I don't know anyone who proudly practices any kind of anal play.
Okay.
They might be closeted. Like, I don't know.
Oh, of course.
Right. Like, I don't know who really does anal.
Yes.
But like nobody owns doing anal.
Anal dart.
Right.
I know it's you. I know it's you, Sharon. Like.
But yeah. But some of my friends do know people who do anal, and they will bring that up.
Is it like, did you know that?
Maybe slightly less judgmental.
Okay, that's good.
But still, like, I'm gonna make up a name, like, Stacy does anal. But it's always immediately followed with, I could never do anal. Which is fine if you could never do anal. Yeah. You don't have to do anal.
This video is not preaching anal to everyone, by the way.
But to me, it's kind of like, if I were to be like, this coffee is really good, and then somebody would be like, I would never drink that coffee.
No.
It just seems like a really knee-jerk defensive reaction.
Oh, like they thought about it, but they're like, no, I can't.
Yeah, something. I don't know what it is. It just seems too defensive and too quick and too adamant to just be like a neutral statement. Like it's more loaded than that. So that makes me be like, yeah, I never do anal either. Weird. Yeah.
So it doesn't even give you the time to considering thinking about maybe potentially trying anal. Because so many people are
anti-anal, scared to talk about it, things like that.
Yeah, because like you said, it could be like they're scared of anal or there's like weird misconceptions. And I mean, that's the thing with the stigma of anal. Like, I live in a very progressive city. I live in Montreal. I live in Canada. We're very progressive. There are some things that are wrong with this province and blah, blah. But for the most part, we're pretty open. And there are a lot of jokes about like doggy style. Like I even showed you the
Sure,
like the joke like, oh,
Uh-huh.
how do two people have sex and watch hockey at the same time in Quebec? They do it doggy style. That's an actual stereotype for real. Like,
Sure.
So there are a lot of jokes that are related to that, but I feel like it's still not talked about. But because I am so loud and I talk about sex all the time, I feel like, not that I shove it down people's faces like
Their throats or their
Their throat-
buttholes.
exactly,
Or, you know.
shove it up their butt. But because I talk about it, I have found that people are way more comfortable talking about it after. Because
Yeah.
they see how comfortable I am and how literally it's like a nothing to me. It's like, oh yeah, so I did anal last night or something. Like, I'll be like talking like that super casually, like as if I did any other thing ever
Uh-huh.
that was sex related that's appropriate in society. And by them seeing my comfortable, like literally there's not 1% of me being like, maybe I shouldn't talk about this. It's like, you know what, I'm going to talk about this. Like, this is just, it's my life. This is what I'm doing. People have come out and said, I want to try this.
Right.
And like, how do I do this? Like, I get questions all the time. Like, you know, I never thought, even from like trans people, like not even my real life, like outside, like trans people who watch my videos, like, you're so comfortable. So I wanted to try it. And I'm so glad that I tried it.
It normalizes it, as well as putting it out there as a viable option. Like, you don't have to do it, but like, I don't know, if I know somebody who does it, if I know somebody who like models that kind of behavior, then I could potentially do it if I wanted to. But like, when nobody else does it, it doesn't even feel like it's on the table for me. I don't know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I even know somebody who went to their therapist and they said, I have a lot of bottom dysphoria. They're a trans man and they just...
Sure, it
had-
could be
yeah.
a way, because everyone has a butt.
Yes, exactly.
Or most people have butts.
Yeah, and the therapist literally suggested, have you tried anal? Super casually. And he was like, no, why? No. And then he was like, okay, I'll try it. So he tried it and he literally tells me to this day, I missed so many years of fun because it was so
Aww.
stigmatized and I could never let myself do it. I thought it was just so bad and so gross and poop and all of that stuff.
Also deviant. Like, it feels like the stigma associates a lot of like sexual deviance with it.
Yeah, like it's only like people who are seen as
Kinky and
Yeah.
gay. And apparently being gay is sexually deviant.
and bad.
Right, uh-huh.
Yeah, and like bad people in society. This is what they do.
Right.
Yeah, which is, it just sucks that it's because anal sex is so associated with gay cis men, and it's still associated as bad. So now you're associating bad with cis gay men.
Exactly.
So by you're just like, this whole community is now, and has been for a very long time, deviant, and still is, and who knows where it will go in a couple of years. But the fact that anal is just such a big part of that, and
Yeah.
it's fun, and you don't ever even, you can consider like, oh, would I like that? You know what? I don't think I would. Like, I have a very close friend who's like, you know what? Never. And I'm like, that's fine.
Right.
That's fine. But you even thought about it. You're like, could I? No, I couldn't. That's fine. Not that, oh God, I could never. That's disgusting. Society. Oh, I'm appalled, you know?
Yeah, because otherwise it feels like you're projecting or imposing like your likes and your desires onto me. Like, if you don't want to do that, that's okay. But when
Yeah.
you're like, I could never do that,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like then it's appropriate for me to be like, but I love it.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like I'm supposed to agree with you. Like, yeah, gross.
Yes.
If-
So like, yeah. So like, if we were in a group of people and you did anal but closeted,
Yeah.
and I'm your friend who like, so Stacy had anal last night,
Right.
and you're like, oh, I was gonna tell you, but so what'd you do last night? Oh no, I just normal sex, you know, normal sex.
Exactly.
So it makes you feel like you're not able to actually talk about the experiences that you enjoy, which your friend might also enjoy.
Right, you could just both be lying to each other.
Yeah.
Because you're both so insecure.
And also, if somebody's talking about anal, you don't have to talk about anal.
No.
Like, oh, last night I had sex, it was really great, you know, like, I just gave the person a hand job or something, like, oh, I actually had anal. Oh, that's good, I did this. You can
right.
have a conversation about different types of sex you're having.
Sometimes I feel people are so defensive that it almost feels like they're gonna catch the anal. They're like, I can't, like, I can't talk about anal, or I might be interested in anal, and then I'll be one of the people who does anal, and I don't want to be one of the people who does. Like,
Yes.
it's like, no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that you are, like, on the nail. That's right. People are like, oh, I don't want to talk about this because I might like it.
Right.
And if I like it, then I don't want to be one of those people who likes it.
Yeah.
Because it's deviant.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, I do think that visibility is one of the most important things. We talked about that a bit in your video. Like, like even within your friends group, but even online. My God, I did not know I liked anal, and I've told this story on my channel and on your channel now. I was in the hospital and they had to put like electrodes or something on my body to check my muscle reactions to something, and they had to put one in my butt, and they did, and I was like, oh. Right in that second, I was like, oh my God, I need to try this.
So if that didn't happen, you could go your entire life, potentially. You're like, no, I would have found it. You're like, I would have found a way.
I would have definitely found it, yeah.
But if you were a different
it would have
person,
been years.
yeah.
It would have been like 4 years, maybe 6 years.
Right.
That I would have been missing on that. Yeah, and I don't do anal often, but I like it when I do it, you know? Like,
Sure.
it's not something I need all the time. Some people need it. There are some cis women who can't orgasm without anal.
Really?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yes. Yeah, some people, they absolutely need anal. Some people have a lot of pain in the front, and they don't like penetration in their front, so they do anal. And that helps them, and that feels a lot better for them.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, people have different bodies and different sensations to things. Some people might try anal, they're like, absolutely, I can't, I don't like it. And that's fine. You don't need to love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do it ever again.
But when I realized that anal might be like I was like, honestly, I was like, oh, I need to try this. But I was like, ooh, I don't know. Like, is it okay to like this? Because I was just coming out as trans. I was like 6 months on T. Like, it was just like I was in a weird place where like I was exploring, but not really. So it was just like all over the place. But I slowly started to try to like it, but then I was like, no. It was weird. I was like, I kind of backed out a little bit. I was like, no. And then it took me a couple of like years to be like, you know what? I really enjoyed it kind of that first time that I tried it. I want to try it again. And I think I started to try it again when I became more comfortable with my body. Not that I saw people talk about it, because no one talked about it. And if people were talking about it, I never found those videos. Like, people who are trans, people who are like me, who are squiggles or who are queer and stuff like that. Like, the representation of trans people on YouTube was very one image.
I feel like probably toxic masculinity plays a lot into it too, because, you know, anal is gay. And
I don't want any gay shit.
And real men aren't gay. And if you are going to be a trans guy, you better be a real man. And all of this baloney, you know, that we internalize.
Absolutely.
So something that I worry about right now, obviously it's scary to talk about how you are intimate in a very open way.
Yes.
So like right now, the thing that just ran through my mind was, okay, you know, Grace is gonna watch this. That's fine. We talk about everything. My friends are gonna watch this. That's okay. Like, if they're my friends, they shouldn't judge. It'll be all right. But then it's like, oh, this is the internet. My aunt could watch this. My grandma could. You know, it can be really, you know what I mean? You know, it can be really scary. So I don't ever want to like pressure anybody to talk about these
No.
private and intimate things. But
if you are okay to talk about them,
then absolutely do it. But that's like another layer of, I think, why we don't talk about certain things.
Yes, that's
because
a good point.
we're worried about so many people.
Yeah. Whereas I'm not. My dad has been in my room and seen my peen wall and was like, oh my. And he watches my videos. And every time he watches a video that has my peen wall in the back, he writes, oh my. And I tell people, I'm like, if you want to watch I know who's going to watch my videos. It's everybody in my life who knows I'm on YouTube will watch them. People that, where I work, there was like a run club, and they come to the run club and they they run, and I talk to them, and they know I'm on YouTube, and some of them have now said, hey, I've watched your videos, they're really great. I know that they're going to watch these videos, and they have watched my review videos and my prosthetic reviews, and I find that pride in that. I'm proud of that, because I just opened your mind to something that you didn't know before. I'm not embarrassed about that, but I 1,000,000% understand how someone, not even you or just anyone, could be like, ooh, I don't want my aunt to know I do anal.
Sure, and I think for me personally, what it comes down to, like why I end up like choosing to talk about these things, is because I ask myself, I like weigh the two things. Like, what is more important to me? Being a little uncomfortable and potentially embarrassed if my in-laws or if someone were to watch this, or helping someone out there who feels kink shamed or like who feels invalidated or feels alone, and helping them feel a little less alone and more empowered. And to me it feels like I have to pick one, and I think this one's a little more important. And you know what? These people, they have no reason to judge me, because I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not doing anything bad. I might be doing something that's a little different from you, but different isn't bad. And I only want to surround myself with people who love me no matter what.
Yes.
So that is like, but isn't it interesting, like how much goes into like a decision that is talking about this kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Like, it's not just like,
oh, I'm gonna do anal, don't talk about it tomorrow on YouTube.
Right.
No, it's not like that.
About so much. Yeah.
I'm very comfortable talking about these things, So I'm going to talk about it. And I made a video a long time ago. It was like anal for beginners or something like that. I made a video a long time ago. It was like 2013 or something. Like I was just post-op, and I talk about like a lot of lube and stuff like that. And that's 5 years ago.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Like I've been this open, and now I feel like I'm even more open. I have a wall. I talk about this stuff, and I talk about how to have anal sex. Like on your channel, like we went into details, man. Details. You need to go look at that video. So I think that it's super important to have representation. And it's great to just be able to openly talk about it. But it's okay if you don't want to do anal, if you don't even want to try anal, and if you do anal and you never want to talk about it.
But also, you're not gross, you're not weird, you're not wrong if you do like anal, and if you like anal and talk about anal. Like the moral of, I think probably every video we're making.
Every video.
Is do you.
Literally.
Whatever way you do, as long as you're not hurting anyone, is not wrong.
Yeah.
Just do you.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Literally, you're amazing.
Yep. You're
awesome. You do you, and that's it. That's literally all that matters.
Mm-hmm.
That's all my videos on my channel are always like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you think of people with no dysphoria? What do you think of people who are non-binary and trans? Are you happy? Are you happy? You're doing your life. I'm very happy for you if you're happy. That's literally all that matters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So let's not shame people who are different.
No.
And the end.
Embrace the different.
Yeah.
Embrace that you have friends in your group that do anal and you don't do anal.
Uh-huh.
It's like if somebody ever asks about anal and you're like, oh, actually, I have a friend who might not be able to answer that question for you.
Yeah.
Connections, man. It's there. Open it up.
Right.
Open that butt up. I'm kidding.
Open your butt. Relax.
Open. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for watching. And please make sure you take a look at that video on Ash's channel because it's actually really... You're watching this, you're like, maybe I could do anal. Well, watch that video because then you'll know how to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how it works here. I love you guys. Have a great week, folks.
Bye, folks.
Bye.